Okay, another quick update. It is Wednesday, December 5th, 2018. It's just about 12 noon New York time. U.S. stock market is closed because of the funeral service for President Bush, but we still had a couple of trades here. I want to talk about the last one. This is the Euro Yen. So what I traded here with the trade copier was a more or less a Tech 1 trade. I call it a Tech 1 trade. Basically what it does is it allows me to, first of all, identify support or resistance. So the Tech 1 trade is a reversal for the most part. So there's two different ways that I use it. One of the first ways that I use it is off of support and resistance inside of consolidation. Another way that I would use the Tech 1 trade is if there was a range of consolidation and then there was a breakout. If I didn't get into the breakout, let's say, I came to work late and there was a breakout that occurred without me for whatever reason, I wasn't able to catch the entry, and then it retraced back to the level that it broke out of, and then it forms another reversal candle pattern. That would be another area or a location that I would use the Tech 1 trade. The Tech 1 trade, it's a technical trade. That's why I called it the Tech 1 trade. That's all that it was. It was just purely trading off of technicals. Occasionally, there's going to be some economic data that would be behind a move like that. So let's say if it was off of support or resistance, I could trade it. And very often, the news is that that catalyst, that it's like fuel for that move to drive and develop that volume and the sentiment that everybody's looking for these cues and these opportunities to trade. And very often, again, they're going to be short-term trades. I mean, we're still not really trading outside of these overall larger consolidation ranges. If I tighten up the charts here on the Euro Yen, you can see it's traveling inside of a pretty interesting pattern here. So there is quite a bit of consolidation. It doesn't mean that I won't have any trading opportunities. It just means that I have to be really specific about the trades that I get into. So the Tech 1 trade was the one that put me into the trade earlier today. Relatively small trade. And again, a Tech 1 trade that was the actual candle pattern that put me into the trade. And then at that point, when it reaches its target, I'm done. I know that, eventually price could reach possibly resistance or possibly return back to support, but I'm not going to hold indefinitely to see which direction it goes, right? Every time I get into a trade, I absolutely need a price target or I won't take the trade. If I can't find a target and I can't determine why price is moving, then I'm not going to take the trade, because those are the ones that usually go against your way of thinking. You're not really too sure why it's moving anyway. Retracements can sort of spook you into closing the trade too soon. I have a very precise trading plan with each and every one of these trades that I execute with the trade copier. So again, no losing trades today. There was another one here with the euro dollar Tech 1, I'm sorry, HL30 trade worked out just fine. That was also a bounce off of support. Now if we go over here to let's say the a couple of trades that I'm looking at potentially trading over the next few trading sessions. So I'm tightening up the charts here on the Euro Yen just to give you a bigger picture of what I'm looking at as far as consolidation. So many of you have been watching my videos. You may have seen some of my videos about the continuation breakout trade, and that's the technique that I use that puts me in the path of a breakout and then the trending move that develops afterwards in the direction of the breakout. And that pays, those trades pay quite a bit. So when I trade a breakout trade on the Euro Yen, I scale out at two different levels. The first level would be 80 pips from the entry, and the final target is 150 pips from the entry. So you can see that's a really big trade. But I don't get those continuation breakout trades all that often, and clearly you can see right here with this really interesting pattern and this range of consolidation, we've got a few different highs and lows. My adjustment originally was back up here on another chart, so I've got a high from November, I think that was 7th or 5th. Right around there, and then I've got another support range of consolidation. So anything inside of that range is going to be relatively choppy, and I have to be really specific and realistic when it comes to take profit levels. Again, I can't expect a big trending move until it actually breaks out of this overall consolidation range. It could be a short-term intraday move that might pay 80 to 100 pips, something like that. But again, I would have to scale out when I get that actual breakout signal candle. So I don't have one just yet. The other area that I'm watching is the pound yen. The pound yen, when I take a continuation breakout trade on that pair, the final target is 250 pips. So I'm going to tighten up the charts here so you can see. This is a 1 hour chart. And you can see this overall larger consolidation range, this high that goes back from about November 7th, and then that low down here, and that's from October 26th. So I have this bigger range of consolidation, and again, I've got to be really specific about my trades. So compressing the charts like this gives me an opportunity to identify where significant support and resistance is. If I was to leave my charts like this, I wouldn't know where support really is, the most significant level of support. I mean, I could find it here relative to what I see in the charts, but until I compress the charts, I wouldn't know or be able to identify that support low, which is approximately 142.80 area. Right here it says 75, but I didn't measure it precisely when I stuck that support level. I would do that actually after I make this video to have it more accurately giving me an accurate reading here. But you get the point. There is that support level, so that is actually 76. So I was just one pip off. So we're going to go back to that level here. There's that support level. Again, if I was just using the charts in a comfortable field of vision where I can see these candlestick patterns and things like that, again, very often you have to step back and take a look at the overall bigger picture. But now, at least with that information going back from October 26th, I know that price has approached that October 26th support low, and it appears to be bouncing off of that level. So here, it's possible that I could see a brand new level of consolidation, which would incorporate this week's low right here at 1.4283, and then this high right here. So that's one clean price swing, in my opinion. We've got a low, we've got a high, and it appears at this point that everything's just going sideways at that point. So it's possible that this level could produce a continuation breakout trade to the upside. And then, again, if I was to target that 250 pip target, I want to compress the charts here to make sure that this thing could potentially go. In other words, the path of least resistance. Well, it's expected for the most part, let's see, I'll have to go to a 4-hour chart for this, that if it was to drop lower, there really wouldn't be a whole lot of resistance. In other words, other support levels that it would have to contend with. But if I was to trade it back up, you can see how it could potentially stall at any one of these little resistance points in here. So I really need to take that into consideration if and when I get a continuation breakout trade. Now, I'm not saying just because I set it up this way that I'm expecting a continuation breakout trade to the upside. It's just a possibility. I'm leaving my indicator, my resistance line right here as a potential indicator of resistance for this consolidation range. Now, this may change. Over time, price might spike up and cause me to make an adjustment to it, and that's fine. Again, I would prefer to sell it if it closed below that support level. That would look like a better trade. But things can change over the next few hours, the next few trading sessions, and I could still potentially get a bigger move here on the pound yen. So this is one of the other currency pairs that I'm keeping an eye on. Going back here to the euro dollar, again, we look at this consolidation over the last few weeks. I'll compress the charts here and you can see it. It's somewhat similar to what we were looking at with the euro yen, but it is pretty choppy. It's not to say that there are not any trading opportunities, because there are, but they're very short term. We have to be realistic in our expectations with these profit targets. How far is it likely to go, and could we expect a trend? Well, maybe relative to that small range right there and that time frame. But again, we need to know where to lock in profits, and that's what I'm doing with this trade copier. So I'm managing each of these positions and each of these trades when I get into them, because again, we've got to lock in profits. We want to get paid every day. I am day trading here, so if you use the trade copier, expect that my trades are going to be day trades. They're not swing trades. So I'm trying to, and I prefer to get paid every day that I sit down at my desk to trade. Again, sometimes the trades might take a little bit longer. I might hold on to a trade 7-8 hours. I can't control that. But for the most part, we get in and out of our trades within the same session, maybe the next one, but usually we're out of the trade by the end of the day. So again, if you want to use the trade copier, it's really, really easy to do. It takes about 5 minutes. Once you register, I send you the link to the dashboard, and you add your trade copier. Your MT4 to the trade copier. It's a web-based platform. You don't need VPS. You can turn off your computer, and every trade that I execute, you will continue to see those trades pop up in your account. So I have many subscribers that are actually using the trade copier, but they don't open up their laptop or their computer to check their balance. They just look at their MT4 account on their mobile device, iPhone, Android, whatever it is that they're using, and they check the balances that way. So it's a good way to keep an eye on everything. And then you can also log into the dashboard area of the trade copier, and you get full statistics, reporting. Everything is there on every trade that I execute. You can see your balance. Everything's all neatly organized for you to keep track of everything for your business. So again, register, sign up today, get the trade copier set up within 5 minutes, and the next trade I execute, you will actually have that in your account. It's that quick. It's really, really easy to set up. So I look forward to trading for you, and thank you for watching this video.